messing around.
Loft meeting.
Loft meeting. Yeah, this is our 23rd loft meeting.
Wow.
Something like that.
I love loft meetings so much because I feel like this is the thing. Like, this is the true love letter to the fans because, you know, you walk down the street and people stop you and they're like, I love New Girl. And there's usually a question attached to it. This is where we can answer them. So love the loft meeting. Here for you.
And speaking of people on the street telling you they love New Girl, fun fact, black dudes love New Girl.
This does not surprise me.
Well, before I get into this, I just remember the first time I realized that I was in New York at the 4040 Club, and this football player, I forget his name, but he played for the Giants, I want to say. Big dude. He was with his wife, and he was like, dog, I fuck with that show, dog. And I was like, yo, this dude's massive. And he was like, see that woman over there? I was like, yeah. He's like, that's my wife. He goes, I tell my wife all the time, when I'm on the road, you better not cheat and watch New Girl. You better not do it. He's like, you got to wait till I get home. He's like, that is our thing. He's like, sometimes when we watch an episode, it looks like she already seen this before. And I'm like, yo, you've been sneaking and watching the episodes without me. He was like, and I said, because Max was also in New York at the time. And I said, and I was texting with Max telling him to come there. And I said, hey, Max might come to this might have been like Upfront's time. And I said, Max, I think Max is going to come to the 4040 Club. And he was like, Schmidt? He goes, if Schmidt walk in here right now, I'm buying a bottle for everybody in here. I was like,
he said, Max, get here
hurry
now.
up, bro. Free drinks,
Get here
dog.
now. You're about to set this club on fire. I remember, I don't know where I was flying to, but I flew. It was connecting. I was going to Turks and Caicos. And we were flying through Atlanta and racing through the airport. And I remember it happened maybe 4 times as I ran through the airport. And this is while New Girl was still on the air. And it was it was only big black dudes. I'd walk away like, Cece, I love you. Cece. And I was like, whoa, I did not realize this is who's watching the show. And then I was like, oh, all right. These big guys love this show.
Big dudes.
Love it.
All right, calm down. Calm down.
All right, let's hear from Justin.
Hey, Emmy winner Lamorne and the amazing and hilarious Hannah.
Did you write this?
I did not write it, but they are correct. Thank you for doing this podcast. It has been so fun revisiting the show and listening to your commentary on each episode. One thing that I have always loved about New Girl is the diversity in its cast. I was especially excited when Coach rejoined everyone back in the loft. As a black man myself, it was really awesome to see 2 black men in the main cast of a show that isn't predominantly African American. I feel at the same time, especially so many TV shows and movies fell into having the token black friend trope, and it was just awesome to see 2 black men who were different from each other, along with all the other diversity that New Girl has given us. Thanks for that. I end by giving you this fun fact. Each of the 6 main cast members have one episode named after their character. For Nick and Schmidt, it's in season 5, episode Bob and Carol and Nick and Schmidt. For Winston, it's the season 2 episode Winston's Birthday. For Coach, it's the season 3 episode Coach. For Jess, it's the season 1 episode Jess and Julia, but you can maybe count the season 2 episode Katie since Jess takes on that persona. Cece is the only main character to have 2 episodes clearly named after her character. The season 1 episode, Cece Crashes, and the season 6 episode, Cece's Boys. Thanks for all you do. From a bear enthusiast, Justin.
Ooh, this is why I love loft meetings.
Yes. Thank you. I didn't realize that.
Cece got 2.
You got 2.
I remember. I will say that. I remember because, you know, I was barely in those first few episodes. There was a lot going on, a lot of people. They were trying to figure everything out. And it was, I think, episode 4, Cece Crashes. And I just remember seeing the title. And I remember feeling like emotional because I was like, oh, wow. Like, I'm actually going to have like my first like moment and be integrated into this show. And it felt very meaningful. And it was such a great episode. And we ended it with this like, you know, like big crane shot, which we didn't really do. just to get like the hand holding between Schmidt and Cece in bed together. And it just felt like very momentous for me of like how I fit into the show and validating and affirming and all those things. But yeah, Cece's Boys, which was really funny because you guys just did that Sexiest Man shoot. And
That's
every
right.
single person who shared it, like so many fans like forwarded the picture to me and they just wrote Cece's Boys.
Yeah.
The little modeling career you guys all went off and did afterwards, which truly made me laugh. I was like, you're not wrong. These are Cece's Boys. All right, next one. This is from Jada. Okay. Freshman discovers new girl. Hi, Hannah and Lamorne. My name is Jada Carrazzo, and I am from Phoenix, Arizona. I am a recent graduate from Arizona State University and have entered the crazy and exciting world of true adulthood. I've been watching New Girl since I was a freshman in college. Not enough words can describe how much this show means to me. Whether it was navigating friendships, relationships, school, work, life, you guys have been with me through so many transitions since I was 18. Now I am turning 24 on December 11th, and this show, as well as all of you, have continued to bring me so much joy. It's truly incredible, and for that I can only say thank you. I have a question for Hannah. There is a Thanksgiving episode in the earlier seasons when Cece is trying to hit on Schmidt and asks him to yell at her. Cece proceeds to put her whole hand into a large thing of pudding as a way to get Schmidt to yell again. Was that actually pudding? And if so, do you yourself, Hannah, like pudding? I have a question for Lamorne. Winston, to me, is considered one of the greatest pranksters of all time. To you, Lamorne, which prank is your favorite and why? Thank you so much for the Mess Around podcast and creating a space where I can learn more about the show and connect with you guys as well as other fans. Love you all. Sincerely, Jada.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's so great.
So go ahead. I'll let you answer your question.
Was it pudding? I don't remember. I do feel it could have been like kind of like a lemon custardy pudding, something yummy.
Yeah, they usually go for it.
Something sweet, usually.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think it was supposed to be mashed potatoes or something like that. But I do remember being able to eat it and not being icked out by it. They were so great with stuff like that, though. They would give us a ton of options, take in any allergies we had or sensitivities or just food we didn't like. And they were usually really, really sweet about that. So do I like pudding, though? Maybe not my favorite. I'm like a savory girl. So I'll take like a bag of potato chips. Fries with gravy.
You don't like a nice tapioca? I love tapioca pudding.
No.
Haven't had it in ages. Tapioca. I haven't had it in a while. Maybe I don't love it as much as I said I do. But it is it's my favorite pudding, I believe. Next to chocolate pudding and vanilla and a little key lime.
Clearly you like pudding.
And toffee. My favorite prank as Winston, I would say it's probably when I made Nick I registered Nick as a sex offender. That's so crazy. That's so crazy.
I mean,
that's second on the list. The first one,
I wonder if it's the same as mine because I have my favorite too.
Ingram Petersky.
Oh yeah.
My greatest prank. Series finale. We end, just fun fact out there, and maybe Justin, I'm not sure if you knew this one from the previous question, but the last image you see on New Girl in its entirety is a picture of good old Lamorne Morris, Emmy winner. Just putting that out there, folks. It's me on the back of a moving van, and that's what the people wanted to see. They wanted to see sex. You end the show horny. So thank you all for that. Anyway,
my favorite prank, I have to say, feather in
the shoe. I knew you guys say that. I knew you guys say that.
I don't know why. Too small is funnier to me than too big.
Feather
too small is so funny to me.
A feather in your shoe is like a child. It's like a child's prank.
It's so funny to me.
It's something my daughter would do.
Yeah, just the delight that he has in it is my favorite thing ever. Feather in the shoe. All right, our last question. You want to take it?
Yes. Okay. Hi, Hannah and Lamorne. Just wanted to reach out and say I've been watching New Girl since it first came out in 2011, and to this day, I still put it on frequently, usually when I need a pick-me-up. As an actor myself, I've always admired New Girl for its unfailing ability to transport its audience completely into its universe. The comfort, trust, and admiration you clearly shared with one another as artists while making the show is something I very much strive to experience one day in my own career. When I first watched the show, I was in my early teens, but now that I'm 26, I have a brand new appreciation for the stories and relationships you portrayed. I have 2 questions. Are there any storylines or moments in the show that were especially healing for you to portray, either in a personal way or as an actor? Are there any plot lines that you or another actor of the show pitched to the writers that were based on a real story? And if you're willing to share, what they were? Thanks so much. The podcast is wonderful, and I always look forward to it every week. Much love, Katie. With a C.
I think a lot of stuff was taken from our lives. There were a lot of moments. Sometimes there were like little moments, like the episode we did with Jessica Biel of like doing like the sexy body roll dance. I remember talking to Liz Merriweather about that once when we were just out, about how my friend Sabrina, who is gorgeous and sexy and wonderful, she when we were teenagers, I remember watching her like at a club and she was dancing like that, and every guy was just like jaw on the floor, and not like sexy. It was just like the way she like slowly moved her body, like nobody could get it together. I was like, oh, that's like
her body roll,
kind of amazing. And I remember telling Liz that, and I showed her. I was like, it was so crazy. This friend of mine, she did this thing, and Liz was like, yeah, that whatever that is, that works. And so they put it into that Jessica Biel episode. I feel like it was this season premiere, and it was. I remember that really clearly.
Yeah, I would say for me, Nick and Winston both being from Chicago, that's a personal thing. You know, that's something that, that's from our own story. And me loving basketball, that's definitely, I'm a huge sports fan. And I think them incorporating that was their attempt to, figure out what this character was. Because, again, being a replacement character, they didn't have time to prepare. So it's like you have to pull from your real life. And being from Chicago, being a Bulls fan, being a basketball fan, same with Nick, I could say, football is his thing. There's always references to his favorite football players, who are his favorite football players in real life.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it's like a cheat code, but it's the perfect cheat code because, there's no sense of trying to. That's not what the show's about. So let's just make it as easy as we can on the performers to make it as close to their real lives as possible.
Yeah, it was really smart how they did that, especially when you're doing hundreds of episodes. I would say, and maybe you'll agree, that one of the most healing moments is when we knew as a series that we were ending. And the last shot they had us shoot was in an empty loft, which we had never seen.
Yeah.
We'd never seen. When we walked onto that set, it was all done. Yeah. So, and, furnished and set. So to let us all have that last shot be us standing on that box, which we really did. And we really had to hold on to each other so no one fell off that box. And we're all up there holding each other. It was really emotional. And it was like, as a human being, good closure. I could see it in all the crew that was standing around this big empty room. Closure, and the fact that we're all kind of close together. It did feel quite healing and loving, and the right end, because that's the last thing we shot. It wasn't that like flashback or any of those things. It was just that moment. And I love that picture exists of us together. They use that to kind of promote it. So I feel like that was a really, really smart, wonderful way for all of us as human beings ending that show to kind of end it.
Oh, yeah, 100%. It was a very emotional moment. The whole, like you said, not just the crew, but the behind the scenes folks who work in the office.
Everybody came out.
Everybody came.
And we were in Koreatown then, remember?
Yeah, we were on that weird
we weren't on the lot
stage. No.
Yeah, we were on. Everybody came out for that.
And to me, yeah, you're right. That would be my answer as well, because it just kind of summed up everything,
all the feels.
All the feels. And then that flash forward scene was pretty damn cool. What a great episode. That was
really fun.
Yeah, that was a great episode.
It was a great. They figured it out. I'm really happy that they gave us those last few episodes to really like do the show right. You know, I know there's always like that reunion talk, which may or may not happen. Who knows?
Well, I just spoke to Zoe Lister-Jones, and she said she's down. So we got Fawn Moscato.
Everybody's down. That's the funny thing. Yeah. Everybody is down. Everybody is cool with it. We'll see if it ever happens. But if not, I do feel like, as not only part of the show, but a fan of the show, that they really did the series right with how they ended it.
Yeah.
And we were lucky to get the opportunity, because a lot of shows you just get canceled. Bye. And so we were really lucky that they could think it out and really kind of, and meticulously put that ending together and let us have an ending as, again, people that were part of it, where we got to say a really like a proper goodbye.
Yeah.
What a question, Katie. Thank you for that.
Yeah, great questions on this one. Not to say that the other ones haven't been great. These were especially interesting,
Yeah.
They really made you think a little bit. So with that, I love you guys.
That is our show. You can join us Tuesday to recap season 3, episode 11, Clavado en un bar. You can go to themessaroundpod.com to check out our latest merch, just in time for the holidays. Get it quick, get it now. You can follow us on Instagram, themessaroundpod.com. And if you would like to be heard on this show, you can send us an email just like our friends did today, or a voicemail, or a video at themessaroundpod@gmail.com.
Yes. Thank you, and goodbye.
And goodbye.